2 years ago, I was cutting hair in a moldy, flooded basement with cockroaches running across my feet. And now today, I'm filming from my Miami penthouse overlooking the ocean. But this isn't your typical success story because everybody wants to hear about the Rolls Royce we just rolled off the lot in New Cullinan. They want to see the ocean view and hear these 100K months that we're having. But first, let me show you what it really costed me. A mental breakdown in public, 100K in debt, and losing everything that I built. A complete identity death. Because success isn't about what you gain, but it's about the man you become. And so becoming someone new, that's the most painful process I could have ever went through. Let me paint you a picture of where I started. Not the Instagram version, but the raw truth. See, picture a basement in Ohio, water leaking through the walls, and every time it rained, the mold was like underneath my bed behind the headboards, and there was cockroaches, not one or two, but I'm talking about running over the ceilings and the floors in that basement while I'm trying to give somebody a haircut. And what was my setup? Bro, it was like a $10 chair that I bought used, and I had basic Walmart clippers, a broken mirror I found on Facebook Marketplace, and my bed, just an old mattress filled with all the last few weeks of mold and water that would flood in the basement because I couldn't afford an apartment or a barbershop. Every morning, I'd wake up at 5 a.m., not for the hustle and the grind, but to sweep up the cockroaches before the clients came in. See, that's the part of the story that no one talks about when I say started from the bottom. I was charging $20 a haircut, taking every client I could get, working 12-hour days, 7 days a week. Not because I was ambitious, because I was desperate. But here's the crazy part. I was grateful. I was grateful to be in that basement, knowing that I had a future, that I could actually control my destiny. Why? Because at least I had a chance. At least I could make money with my hands. At least I had a skill that nobody could take from me. And then through the grind, I started to scale my barber business. But let me break down what that really looked like. For the first couple years, I was charging $5 a haircut. I would have my homies lined up after school, and then I eventually became the college dorm room campus barber, and eventually I scaled it all the way to $20. But the problem is I was still living off ramen noodles and frozen pizzas, and I was reinvesting every dollar I had into better equipment and my freedom fund, which is my dream of moving to California. And that was my first year as an apprentice. I eventually did move across the country, charging $35 for a haircut, and I started building my following. I was posting every single day on Instagram, and I was studying every successful barber I could find. And the following year, I was charging $40 for haircuts. But finally, that's when I moved out of the bad situation I was in, and I got in my first real barbershop space. Things were turning around for me. I started feeling like, man, I'm making it, you know? Year 3, at this point, I had been stuck at $35 and $40 a cut for a very long time. I finally broke through. I invested in myself. There was a specific time where I'm sitting outside the barbershop. I can't make this up. I was smoking weed after my haircuts, and I was sitting in my homie's car. I got out of the car and did notice that my wallet fell out. It was like a really low car. So I asked around, has anybody seen my wallet? Has anybody seen my wallet? And I'm high, okay? So they're looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, bro, you probably forgot it somewhere. I was like, no, like it was in my pocket. I know it was. I come back the next day and I find my wallet laying outside of the shop and all the money is stolen. It might have been $140, but that was so impactful that I sat there and cried, bro, right on the corner. And I was just questioning my life. Like, dude, am I gonna make it out here? I was coping with that pain by smoking, but I realized I needed to stop that shit. They actually faced the mirror, and the shop owner walks by as I'm crying on that curb, and I see him coming, and I fix up my face and try to look like I'm cool. He says, what's wrong, man? He could tell I was like down bad. And I'm like, oh, I'm good. We straight. What's up? How you doing? Yep. All right, bro, I'll see you in there. Bro, I couldn't fake it anymore. I went home that night. I stopped smoking. I started getting a strategy and a plan together on how I was going to grow into a version of me that I could actually build the business and the dreams that I was after. And I went from 35 to 60. This was a small success for me, but it was a massive breakthrough. I started building a name in the industry at this point. My Instagram grew from 50K followers to 80K followers. That's when I decided to move to Los Angeles. I started traveling for all my clients. I did my first $300 house calls. That was huge for me. Thinking that someone would pay me $300 for something I used to charge $5 for. It was all started in my mind, and at one time it became a reality. And I honestly thought I had it all figured out. And then things just continued to escalate. After the pandemic happened, I was able to scale my prices as barbers all stopped working to $200 a haircut and up to $300 at my studio, people coming to me. And I was having celebrity clients come to me, pulling up in Rolls Royces and incredible lifestyles that I had never seen before. I had 100K followers on Instagram at this time, and everyone thought I made it, everyone including me. But This is when I realized without fulfillment, success is just sophisticated suffering. So let me show you what success really looked like for me behind the scenes. See, financially, I was hitting 20K months as a barber, which sounds great, right? Because no one does that as a barber. Most barbers are stuck at 6K. But see, the problem is I was living in a 6K per month apartment that I could barely afford. I had zero savings. I had lost a bunch of money on crypto and investments. I didn't have any assets, and I was just living this lifestyle, hoping to prove to people that what I had done had paid off. Acceptance and validation is all I was seeking. So mentally, I was a mess. I was in constant anxiety about losing clients. I had imposter syndrome. Every time I would post, I was wanting to make a certain style of content that was helpful, inspirational, but when I tried, I had this block and I couldn't figure it out. And this was depressing because I felt a calling to be more, but I didn't have the courage to do it. And that depression was hitting harder than ever. This identity crisis of me not knowing who I was without the clippers, afraid to take a day off because someone might take my spot. And physically, even worse, bro, I was not hitting the gym. I was skipping the gym. I was skipping the wake time. I was eating bullshit food in between clients. I was always exhausted. And I was looking successful in my photos on Instagram, but I was feeling dead inside. And I was using Young Dolph hype playlists to get through the day. In the barbershop every day, I used to just blast any type of hype music I could. And that was just like my escape. This is the reality behind those Instagram stories, success stories that no one talks about. And that's when it all fell apart. When I say fell apart, I mean completely shattered. I lost 50K in crypto and stocks because I thought I was smart enough to trade and I didn't know anything about it. I would just hear a trend from somebody that was successful in my chair. I remember specifically one time I'm cutting Alex Morton. A lot of you guys know who Alex Morton is. I was cutting his hair. He's sitting in my chair and he says, "Oh shit." And he starts freaking out. He gets a phone call. He's like, bro, did you check the app? Did you check it, bro? Yo, it worked. We hit it. They sound like they hit the lottery, bro. And all I'm getting is FOMO. I'm like, damn it. I'm cutting this guy's hair. He's paying me $200-$300, but that's pennies compared to what they make. How do I crack the code and be like them? I want to get in on the circle. I want to have the fun of, hitting the lottery too. So I started investing in these stocks and cryptos. Meanwhile, the pump had already happened. I got in too late. So he did like Dogecoin and Shiba and all that. And he's like, bro, I just made 30 bands off of 2 days. My boy told me to invest. I did it. And then now I'm up. So check it out. And I'm not happy for him. I'm like jealous. I'm like, damn, hey, bro, how do I learn about this? Well, you chase runs, long story short, because I wasn't a success myself. And I was hoping that I could have success. Nowadays, I don't care about any of that stuff, crypto, whatever. I just build myself and people are attracted to me. I've created a program and product that's so valuable that I would never stop my focus on that to chase success in a stock or crypto. But here's the thing. Losing that money wasn't even the real bottom. You know the real bottom? Was walking down Sunset Boulevard. I was literally crying in public as I watched another barber who I'll tell you guys, it was Vic Blends. I was watching an interview from him, knowing that we started at the same time and he had catapulted into success. Once again, my identity crisis, chasing success and not seeking it from within. I was not just jealous, but I was actually admitting to myself that I was living a lie. See, my conscience had been screaming at me for months. Yo, Joel, help other barbers grow their business. Yo, Joel, share your knowledge about scaling prices. Yo, Joel, stop playing small with haircuts. Yo, Joel, build something bigger than yourself. But I was too scared to listen. Oh, what if I announce my coaching and no one buys it? What if I have a coaching call and don't know what to say? Oh, what if they tell me no on a sales call? What if I post a video and they hate on me? What if I say that I make 20K a month and they don't believe me? I had all these fears, too comfortable in my golden handcuffs and too afraid to lose what I had built, which was built on sand. I didn't actually have a strong sense of confidence. So I was using the 20K months to validate myself. What if I try to be a coach and go for 20, 40, 50, 100K a month and that falls through? Well, then am I even a success? Right? Let me just stick in this one lane where at least I know I'm safe. That's no way for me to live. And that's when my rock bottom came. Rock bottom became my foundation whenever I realized these 3 truths that changed everything. The first truth is that external success without internal success and fulfillment is failure. You have to have it within. How are you going to win if you ain't right within? That's the quote. And see, everything that I was chasing, the celebrity clients, the followers, the status, was just me running from myself. I was that insecure kid from Ohio trying to prove something to everyone except me. And the second truth is that your biggest fear is your biggest freedom. I was terrified of going broke and losing everything. And then I actually lost it all. And you know what happened? I survived. I made it through. See, once I lost everything, that's when I became free to go after everything. And that's when I started playing to win. And the third truth is that your pain becomes your purpose. Every struggle that I had in that basement, every failure that I had in LA, every breakdown I had in this barber journey wasn't a punishment. It was preparation. Everything that I had went through qualified me to help other barbers avoid those same mistakes. The not knowing how to raise prices, the not knowing how to make content, the identifying yourself with the results instead of the actions. Okay, not building the identity of the true champion that could achieve and manifest everything he's going after. The guy who did eventually manifest everything, chased down the money, but when he finally caught it, didn't feel worth it. I was able to help those people who struggle with all the same things I went through. So next, I did something that seemed insane at the time, something that made everybody question my sanity. I sold my clippers, all of them. The same tools that got me out of poverty, gone. I told all my $300 haircut clients, I'm done. I'm moving to Mexico. This was a crazy idea that I got when I visited a friend who lived there that told me his rent was $400 a month. I said, bro, my rent's like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month. So I gotta work in order to pay these bills. What if I moved to Mexico and had no bills? Then I could just spend some time figuring myself out. So that's what I did. With whatever I could fit into a couple suitcases, I started from zero. Complete reset. And when I say reset, I mean I had zero financially, I had zero mentally, spiritually, relationships, everything was at zero. People thought I lost it. My family members thought I lost it. I didn't care. I thought I lost it. My clients couldn't believe it. Other barbers called me crazy. And one of my clients specifically said, Joel, you don't walk away from a $20K a month cash flowing business. And for the first time, I finally trusted my gut. I didn't trust my head and my logic. I followed my heart for the first time in a long time. And looking back, that was the most courageous thing I think I've ever done. It was less courageous to leave Ohio because I had nothing. At least in California, I had all these things going for me, but I still chose to leave those behind, to become my true self. And because I finally started living my truth, I started to realize something powerful. I wasn't just put on this earth just to cut hair, and neither are you. All the haircuts, the clients, the whole journey. It was all preparation for something bigger. And this is where most success stories would tell you about the money, about how they built a 7-figure coaching business, they bought a penthouse, a Rolls Royce. But let me tell you what really changed in my life. First of all, my identity transformed. I stopped introducing myself as, I'm just a barber. Yeah, how you doing? My name is Jay Faded. I changed my name to Joel Thompson Coach on Instagram, and I changed my identity completely. I started seeing myself as a leader who happened to understand the barber industry, and my impact expanded. Instead of helping one client at a time in the barber chair, I started helping hundreds of barbers scale their businesses, raise their prices, build self-esteem, and build impact themselves. And my purpose clarified. It wasn't just about me anymore. It became about creating a blueprint for other barbers who know they're meant for more, but just don't know how to get there. In the current reality that I'm living now, today I look out from this penthouse and things are a lot different, but not for the reasons that you might think. Yes, financially, everything has changed. 7 figures in revenue, paying full salaries to my team. Everybody on my team is eating. Even my VA is balling out of control. She just bought herself a motorcycle. Moved my mom to Miami, to a downtown Miami apartment, and her rent is paid for the year. Bought my dream car, a 2021 Rolls Royce Cullinan, on the 48th floor of a high-rise in Brickell, overlooking the ocean. And I have true financial freedom to do whatever I want, when I want, with who I want. So every single month, I spend my time with our students in the community. We host monthly masterminds right here at the penthouse. But the real transformation was actually internal. A clear purpose every morning is how I wake up. I have a strong sense of identity now, an inner peace with my path. I know who I am, what I'm called to be, and I'm walking in that path in alignment. And I have true fulfillment in my work, and I'm confident in my mission. See, physically, I'm the healthiest I've ever been. Best shape of my life. I'm 210 pounds. I'm lean. When I started this journey, I was about 170, 160, and I was a skinny vegan, malnourished. I was able to change my whole life physically. I'm in the healthiest shape I've ever been. My workouts aren't a chore anymore. I actually love the gym. Eating is easy and non-negotiable. I have high energy every day. I have a clear mind, and I don't have to listen to Young Dolph hype playlist just to survive through the day anymore. But shout out to Dolph, RIP. Here's the plot twist though, that nobody's gonna tell you about. None of these external changes matter as much as who I had to become to get here. This is the real lessons, not the motivational quotes that you're going to see on Instagram. The truth is, the raw truth about transformation. Lesson 1 is the view means nothing without vision. This penthouse is cool, but what is not cool, but it is not what gets me up in the morning. What drives me now is seeing barbers who break their own ceilings. I broke my ceiling and got to the high floors, but I want to watch other barbers do the same. And when I was in a high floor as a barber, I wasn't helping anyone. Me making a viral barber video helped nobody. Now when I make a viral coaching video and help barbers in my program, I know their lives are changed for the better. And watching them step into bigger versions of themselves, there's nothing more fulfilling than getting paid in accordance to how much you help people. So that you help people a lot and you get paid a lot. There's nothing better. Lesson number 2 is that money amplifies who you are. Notice how first 7-figure year as a coach, nothing changed. I just doubled down on the same exact habits. More gym, clean eating, meal preps, no more casual hookups, no smoking, no drinking, more Zoom calls, more meetings with the students, in-person events, not just every 3 months, every single month. That's because the passion and the purpose that we started with, we know that's what got us here. So lesson number 2 is that you do not change. Money just amplifies who you are. And if you're empty inside, more money will just make you feel more empty. I learned this through my barber career. $20K a month made me feel worse, not better. So if you're unfulfilled cutting hair for $30, you'll be unfulfilled cutting hair for $300. The price isn't the problem. The alignment is. And the last step, number 3, is that your rock bottom is your foundation. And everything that I lost prepared me for everything that I gained. What a beautiful story. That basement taught me hunger. The LA breakdown, that gave me humility. And the financial losses, they taught me wisdom. And lesson 4 is identity is everything. The old me had to go. New life is going to cost you old life. Choose wisely. And the old me had to die for this version of me to be born. You can't become who you're meant to be while you're holding on to who you used to be. Gotta let go. So listen, if you're that barber right now and you're grinding hard and you're trying to be successful and feeling empty, knowing that there's more out there for you, it's not because you're broken. There's no more out there for you until you change. It's because you're being called to level up. See, your barber chair was never meant to be a destination. It was a stepping stone. It was a tool for you to sharpen yourself. And it's meant for you to be a launching pad. That same hunger that got you out of the basement can be the same hunger that gets you to the penthouse. But first, you have to be willing to lose everything that you think you are. You have to be willing to kill your old self, face your fears, trust your intuition, step into uncertainty, and build something bigger than yourself. Listen, if this message resonated with you guys at all, if you're feeling like you have a pull to do more, then I want to invite you to something very special. I've created a program specifically for barbers who are ready to make this transition from passion to profit to purpose. And it's called Top Barbers. Okay, this isn't another course. This is an online mentorship, in-person mentorship. And it's the exact blueprint that I use to go from $5 a cut to $200-$300 a cut to now 7-figure coaching business. And inside of Top Barbers, you're going to get a complete business scaling system, the exact scripts for sales, appointment setting, ads, and even a curriculum to make sure that you get results for yourself and your students when you become a coach, and my exact content creation framework. See, we're going to dive into weekly live coaching calls, direct access to me and a 7-figure executive team, as well as in-person events here in Miami. The next one is coming up in 2 weeks. But let me be clear, this isn't for everyone. This is for barbers who know that struggle they went through is temporary and that they're called for more. They know that they are ready to put in the work and they want to build real wealth and they're serious about transformation. So if that's you, here's what you do next. You're going to click the link in the description and it'll take you to a quick application form. You can fill it out honestly. And if I think you're a good fit, me and my team will reach out to you and we'll schedule a call. You can just hit the link right there below this video. It's going to show my Instagram. Send me a DM. And on that call, we're going to review your situation. I'll map out your goals and give you a game plan for the next 6 to 12 months. Once you have a clear game plan and you mapped out your goals, now you can know if we can help you or not. But if you don't jump on that call, it's kind of hard to tell. But don't wait, because I only work with a small group of people at a time to ensure real results. The same way I was in my barber journey with clients is the same way I'm selective as a coach. And why is that? Well, because your success is my success. So the link is in the description. Apply now if you're ready to make the transition. Remember, your chair and your barber skills got you this far, but your business skills could take you to levels that you didn't even dream of yet. So I'll see you on the inside.